Welcome to State of Affairs. I'm Steve Adubato. We are coming to you from the Agnes Varis NJTV studio in Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. We welcome back, it's been a while, but we're glad we have him back. He is Steve Kalafer, chairman of Flemington Car and Truck Country Family of Brands and of the great Somerset Patriots Baseball Club. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
By the way, let everyone know the Somerset Patriots play in Somerset.
Play at TD Bank Ballpark, opening April 27th, the winningest team in the history of the Atlantic League.
Do you still have our friend Sparky connected to you, Sparky Lyle?
Sparky Lyle is the only manager emeritus in baseball.
Great.
When I said, Sparky, you're going to be emeritus, he says, what's that? I said, really, what you want to know is how much does it pay? So it all worked out.
And by the way, Steve is, we share something else. He's a great Yankee fan, and he's been at all the important Yankee events. I see you right there. They're a great team. Let's hope for a great season. Let's move from schmoozing about baseball to talking about policy. I say the Trump tax plan and its impact on business. You say?
Good. And let me tell you why it's good. There is corporate America and there's entrepreneurial America. Entrepreneurial America are another form of corporations. Without entrepreneurs, nothing happens. My concern for the state of New Jersey is that there is this fog of now this outmigration that everybody's talking about. Well, it's happening. It happened before the Trump
Meaning
tax.
Losing people?
Losing.
What kind of people are losing and what's their income
You're losing
level?
high-income people, period. An example of myself. I'm a maximum taxpayer, happy to do it, prideful to do it. But this state, and it's not Republican or Democrat, not that, this state treats entrepreneurs with contempt. They collect money, they expect to get it the day after tomorrow and the tomorrow after that day. And what we have to put up with regulations, I've got projects going all over the state of New Jersey, but they're coming to a close. To invest in the state of New Jersey today, not Republican or Democrat, is simply too risky. We're broke as a state. We want to get money. We want to live for today, and it just doesn't work.
Now, we're doing this right before Governor Murphy actually delivers his budget address.
By the way, great guy, great family, know the governor, and know...
But here's the thing.
Yes.
Beyond the personal side of it, I mean, he's been with us here, and he will be with us again. We look forward to those interviews with him talking public policy. But the governor argues that tax fairness, Steve Kalafer, also means that those who earn the most, the millionaires plus, those who earn $1 million or more, we should tax them more. We need more of that revenue to pay for public schools in the state, to pay for the pension crisis in the state, to pay for free county colleges, for those who can't afford higher education. You say?
I say live within your means. America's had to adjust to a different circumstance. I'm on the boards of some of the finest organizations, New Jersey manufacturers,
right.
Different hospitals, RWJ. Everybody changed. They went from defined benefit plans, which were unaffordable, a promise to pay that couldn't be kept, to responsibility of the individual and the provider. That hasn't happened in the state of New Jersey.
You're talking about defined benefit plans for public employees?
Yes.
Well, how would that, well, wait a minute, but Steve, respectfully, playing devil's advocate, that has not been the deal. They have not been defined benefit plans. And I think what you're saying is the old agreements have to be re-examined?
That's correct. So if you call it by a different definition, the old agreements have to be redone. And the same thing with health care. Government has customers. Government's customers are the taxpayers. The government employees, and listen, I love them, they serve us.
They serve us every day.
Every day. There's no buts on that.
Including public school teachers.
Most importantly, public school teachers. But you cannot have your customers, the taxpayers, paying for benefits that are greater than theirs. It doesn't work.
But Steve, what would you say to those who argue that the way you get people to work in government, the way you get people to be public school teachers, because the salaries are not as competitive as in the private sector, is with these benefits, and without them, we wouldn't get the best people, you say?
I would say, let's do another compensation study with the exception of teachers who are woefully underpaid.
Agreed.
Woefully underpaid. Take a look at the different departments, line them up to other jobs in New Jersey, and you're going to find out they are not woefully underpaid. So the old argument, you go to work for government for less of a paycheck, for better benefits, Well, I don't know where that changed up to a lower paycheck. Those paychecks are very competitive, and the benefits have become unaffordable.
You know, we're not going to know exactly what the governor's budget plan is until he introduces it. We'll follow it here on State of Affairs and check out NJTV News every night because Michael Aaron and David Cruz and the great team with Mary Alice Williams will analyze it. But what we do know this, he does support the idea of a $15 an hour minimum wage. You say?
I say the market sets minimum wage. I don't have any full-time...
The market sets it?
Supply and demand of employees. I have a shortage of employees. I don't pay any full-time, talented individual whose services I need $15 an hour. They're making more than that. But I'll tell you what I say.
That's because you're that kind of employer, though, Steve. What about those who are not paying a livable wage?
Because the market does not place that talent at a certain amount. Let me just say this to you.
Sure.
The upside, I hire part-time college students. I hire senior citizens. No disrespect, they're not essential to the success of our business. I'm not going to hire them because I can't pay them $15
you mean if
an
the
hour.
government, sorry for interrupting, Steve, you're saying if the government mandated $15 minimum wage, hourly minimum wage, it would change your hiring practices?
It will change the benevolence of the people that I hire, senior citizens who I have fill in, college students who I really don't need, except I think it's a good thing as a responsible community employer to hire them. An employer is going to pay based on the value that they're getting. The days of the sweatshops are really over, and the governor's $15 minimum wage is not going to change for the better the lives of people who cannot go on a payroll or people that have to be in the shadows.
Steve, you think, I mean, again, you've talked to many governors.
Noble, by the way, noble, but not workable.
Unintended consequences, impact of public policy. You've spoken to and engaged and had the ear of several governors. Do you believe that Governor Murphy, even though he has a progressive agenda, and I don't think that's it, we don't editorialize on public broadcasting, he will say it himself. Do you think he is open to and understands the implications of that policy by itself?
He will at some other point. Governor Murphy has a good heart, and many of the things that he wants to do comes from a good heart. But run a business, and you'll find out what it takes. It's really that simple. He's not doing it for any other reason. He believes
in these things.
Deeply, right? But the unintended consequences will end up being devastating to small businesses, larger companies, everybody else that has to say, what's it worth to me?
Do you think we'll lose more wealthier New Jerseyans if some of these tax policies...
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I am in Florida. I am not a tax avoider.
I have to tell you, you're a Jersey resident. You pay full taxes.
I pay it. But I have to tell you something, and it's got nothing to do with the deductibility of property taxes. New Jersey historically has had contempt for high taxpayers. Come on, right? The ATM's going to go on. I don't mind paying, but let's have a little respect.
Steve Kalafer has been paying for a long time. He is the chairman of Flemington Car and Truck Country Family Brands, and also a terrific minor league baseball team. Been out there. It's terrific to watch the Somerset Patriots. I want to thank you for your point of view. And also, as everyone knows here on State of Affairs, we will continue to have others with different points of view on tax policy on the federal end and on the state end. But most importantly, we thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. State of Affairs with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Agnes Veris NJTV studio at 2 Gateway. Funding has been provided by TD Bank, the New Jersey Education Association, Georgian Court University, Choose New Jersey, New Jersey Sharing Network, Verizon, and by NJ Best. Promotional support provided by NJ Biz, all business, all New Jersey, and by Insider NJ.